The unglamorous work of patient navigation, scheduling, and follow-ups is often the biggest bottleneck dragging down your practice. Clinical outcomes get all the attention on quality scorecards, but when patient navigation breaks down, phones go unanswered, appointments get missed, and revenue silently bleeds out the door before it ever gets built. Look at this map showing the national scale of the problem. According to a 2025 industry analysis, patient no-shows create a $150 billion annual leak across the U.S. healthcare system. Bring that down to the local level, and a single physician practice is losing roughly $150,000 a year just from patients failing to appear. It is actually a double financial hit. You lose the average $200 value of the visit itself, and because that slot was occupied, a waitlisted patient is blocked from filling it. Structural gaps in the journey from booking to visit allow these appointments to slip through the cracks, consuming an average of 14% of a medical group's daily revenue. You cannot fix this patient navigation problem without first fixing your staffing problem. This graph shows exactly why that is so difficult. According to MGMA data, front office staff turnover across all practices hit 40% in recent years, pulling overall productivity down with it. That creates a predictable staffing spiral. One coordinator leaves, your remaining team absorbs the extra volume, quality slips, patients fall through the cracks, and eventually the rest of your burnt-out staff quits too. The immediate cash cost of this cycle is steep. You are spending between $3,000 and $8,000 strictly to recruit and onboard a single replacement. Then there is the hidden productivity gap. It typically takes a new hire 4 to 6 weeks to learn complex EHR workflows and payer-specific rules before they actually become useful to the practice. Practice administrators are left with a difficult choice. You can keep pouring money into an unstable in-house hiring model that constantly resets its own progress, or you can completely overhaul your operations to stop the leak for good. To make that choice, we need to look at the fully loaded cost of an employee. Looking only at hourly wages masks the true financial burden of maintaining an in-house navigation team. Let's look at this stacked bar chart outlining those expenses. We start with the obvious cost, a typical base salary of $35,000 for a single navigation coordinator. Now we add standard employment overhead. Benefits and insurance cost $8,500, and payroll taxes add $2,700. Then comes the hidden operational overhead, $3,600 for office space, $2,800 for paid time off, and $1,500 in management. Finally, we have to price in that 40% turnover rate. The constant cycle of training and replacement adds another $6,700, bringing our fully loaded cost to $60,800 per year. Despite spending nearly $61,000 per seat, most practices are bogged down by manual phone scheduling, with only 11% reporting high adoption of digital booking tools. The traditional in-house model makes you pay a massive premium for a single point of failure, an employee who, statistically, is likely to leave within 2 years. To break this cycle, smart practices are removing the role from their physical front desk entirely. They are outsourcing it to dedicated virtual navigation specialists instead. This comparison chart shows the financial logic. A dedicated virtual specialist from Staffingly costs $21,600 a year for 45 hours of weekly coverage. That creates a stark difference of $39,200 in annual savings per position. It is natural to be skeptical of a steep cost drop, but that figure is fully inclusive. It covers all benefits, taxes, guaranteed backup coverage, and an assigned management hierarchy. The transition is also immediate. Staffingly specialists complete over 40 hours of practice-specific training and are ready to go live directly inside your existing EHR within 48 to 72 hours. And if you are worried about compliance, certified to enterprise-grade standards, including strict HIPAA compliance, SOC 2 Type 2 protocols, and full HITRAS alignment. Virtualization permanently shifts the exhausting burdens of HR, turnover management, and security infrastructure away from your leadership team. Of course, whenever a human is processing high-volume, complex administrative tasks, errors are going to happen. That is why the platform pairs humans with natural language processing that extracts key data and pre-populates your EHR automatically. Automated quality gates act as a safety net. AI duplicate detection catches redundant entries and flags incomplete scheduling information before it can trigger a downstream billing conflict. The system also uses predictive scheduling, analyzing your practice's specific patterns to suggest the exact optimal time for follow-up outreach, which helps recover waitlist revenue. Research backs this approach up. A recent study published by the National Library of Medicine confirmed that AI-assisted workflows substantially improve scheduling completeness and accuracy. By combining a dedicated virtual worker with active AI oversight, you create an automated system that stops the scheduling leak at its source, all without adding complexity to your internal operations. Cutting your overhead by 64% does not happen by magic. It requires practice leaders to make specific operational trade-offs. Looking at this split-screen matrix, this model is not for everyone. Very low-volume micro-practices shouldn't make this change if they rely on a single employee to act as a physical greeter, medical assistant, and scheduler all at once. To make virtualization work, leadership must strictly commit to digital workflows, rely heavily on tight EHR integration, and accept the absence of a physical body managing the waiting room. But mid-size and multi-provider groups benefit immensely. If you are struggling with high call volumes, dropped follow-ups, and an exhausting cycle of front desk turnover, this is built for you. For practices bleeding thousands of dollars a week to no-shows, trading physical oversight for guaranteed mathematical stability is simply a necessary evolution. The financial math is hard to ignore. Outsourcing navigation recovers nearly $40,000 per position every year, capital you can redirect immediately into clinical capacity or new equipment. The practices that are winning on revenue performance right now are the ones who have decided to permanently separate their administrative navigation work from their clinical environment, and trying it carries very little risk. Staffingly offers a 30-day satisfaction pilot period, and they do not require any long-term contracts. It is time to stop the leak. Visit staffingly.com to start your trial and reclaim your practice's stability today.